The Man of Steel, not the Cape Crusader. Cape Crusader is Batman. The Man of Steel is coming to the Children's Theater of Cincinnati. This is a premiere adaptation of the 1966 musical, It's a Bird, It's a Plane, It's Superman. And here to tell us about the show, artistic director Roderick Justice, Brandi Langford-Sherrill, who plays Lois Lane, and of course, Evan Koons, a.k.a. Clark Kent, a.k.a. Superman himself. I'm so excited you're here. Just look at that. That in and of itself, you're huge, man. You're huge. Let's start though with where this whole thing begins. So Roderick, I'm going to start with you. You've got this musical from the 60s that you have to remake, that you have to get permission from DC Comics to even do this thing. Talk about that process, about being able to even do this show.
Well, it came from the idea of being a hero in our times. You know, we want kids to be empowered to, in their own right, do good out in the world. Yeah. So that's why I went and researched the Superman musical from the 60s that isn't performed anymore, just because it has some themes that are a bit dated or we can't produce on a children's theater stage because the musical's too long. So we had to get permission to adapt this great musical down to an hour so that families can enjoy it.
Right. And now you've taken this thing that was something else back in the 60s. You've kind of melded it and made it your own. Brandi, what's it like to be part of that process where you know you're sort of making this brand new thing based on these classic characters?
Well, it has been amazing. I've seen Roderick from the beginning, not necessarily from the beginning, but about a quarter of the way through to when he said he wanted to do it, and we started to read it and then edit it and then read it and then edit it again. And then finally he's like, okay, Brandi, I want you to play Lois Lane. And I'm like, okay, this is serious. So it's just seeing the passion and the talent and the dedication that Roderick has put into it, and not only him, but there's a team of people who've had just such wonderful talents and just tremendous passion, and it's like, okay, well, I need to rise to where they are, because you don't want to disappoint someone who's giving you the opportunity to do something, you know, so great as this. So it's been challenging, but in a positive way.
Speaking of rising to a challenge, dude, you're Superman! I mean, what? In all seriousness, I've seen lots of pictures. I see this great big picture behind me, but lots of pictures of you in the suit, and you have to be able to wear the suit. How do you feel when you put that on? When you put that cape on, how does that make you feel?
What an honor! It is one of the most exciting experiences. Hopefully I have more exciting, but this is probably the pinnacle of just excitement, because I don't know about you. I don't know if everyone else has shared my aspirations as a kid to wear a cape, to be the superhero that saves the day. I feel that everyone has had that at some point in life, and just to be able to actually get to do that in a form that we all enjoy, performance, and to be able to bring that to the stage is an honor, a challenge, and you know, the whole superhero thing, that great power comes great responsibility. Actually did come from Superman, so 15 years before Spider-Man.
But really?
So there,
I was about to call you out on that.
No. So take that.
That was really good. That was really good. Superman has totally smoked me. So are you prepared though for what it's going to be like? So the first time you got all the kids in that theater,
oh goodness,
when they see you in that costume, are you prepared for what the reaction is going to be like?
So I've actually been doing public appearances, reading to kids. I went to the Comic Expo in Cincinnati, and just seeing the wide ranges of different reactions. So from the kids, there's a mixture of excitement and awe, and just the marvel, the wonder of it all, which is really cool to play into that. And just as excited as I am, it's cool to see other kids excited, and then also just the parents who also grew up with Superman, because Superman has had a long history of impact since it came out in the late 30s and on to today. Like, Superman's still relevant. Even if you're not a comic book fan, even if you're not a musical fan, you still know who Superman is.
Everybody knows Superman.
And it's a challenge to live up to some of those expectations, but it's a challenge I'm thankful and happy that I get to experience.
And we've got to wrap things up very quickly. Roderick, I want to give you a chance to do two things. One, let me know if he flies, and then secondly, very quick, there's a chance he could be in a slightly different costume. We're going to do this really quick.
Does he fly? Of course he flies.
Okay,
and he flies a lot.
Cool.
But at the end of the show, I'm a part of a group of men called Real Men Wear Pink, and we are doing a fundraiser and combining two of my passions, raising money for charity and and of course theater.
Yeah.
So we're going to do it theatrically. We're going to raise money. You can donate to my campaign, and if we raise our goal for each public performance, Superman wants to get on the action, and he will fly out to take his bow in an entirely pink version of his costume, because even Superman can wear pink.
That's great. That's great. Great stuff. Guys, thank you so much. Break a leg. Just have a blast with the performance. We'll get all the information you need to know about Superman at the Children's Theater of Cincinnati at our website, local12.com.